Reviewing Joyner Lucas Broski video. Um, wow, it's a deep song. It took me a while to listen to it because I'm a very busy guy. I'm not really into rap music like that, so it took me a while. But a few people sent it to me, and I guess that was a sign for me to get on here and talk about it. So I'm gonna talk about it. So for those of y'all that haven't seen it, it's basically it's a song and a video that gives a perspective of two different broskis. You got the first broski who's the well wisher, and he talking to his broski across the table and he telling them, "Hey man, glad you made it. You made it to the top. You earned it. Salute, homie. 100." And then the second perspective is the entitled broski. Oh man, you done made it? Man, let me hold a bag, man. Let me get some. Let me hold some of that. You know what I'm saying? You got it like that, homie. So I'm gonna speak on, both of those perspectives. My initial reaction was, wow, this is a deep song. And it's gonna start some conversations that need to be had within the community. Then my second reaction was it's too much pocket watching and entitlement going on these days. Like for real, let's just cut to the chase, man. Too much damn pocket watching. There's too much damn entitlement going on. If you're a grown man and you expect another grown man to provide for you and to give you a bag and let you hold something just because he done worked hard and got to where he wanted to get in life and you still stuck on ground zero or whatever, you really expect that man to provide for you and give you shit? Like, you really got some evaluating to do and growing up. And from what I've seen, the niggas that have that mentality is the cats that, they were the youngest out of all their siblings, or either they were the only sibling. They were always given shit as a kid, you know what I'm saying? Or the only thing they really, good at, what I'm saying, the grown ass men, the only thing they're really good at is looking ugly with a gun in their hand or something, and it just brings about a sense of entitlement. They feel entitled to what other people got just because those people are, their friend or their homie or whatever. And oftentimes they don't even care to understand what that broski went through to get where they at. You didn't know that broski went 10, 20 years without smoking weed. You didn't know that he went, 5, 10, 15 years without a drink. You didn't know that he been reading books and educating himself, what I'm saying, all them times when he wasn't in the club hanging out with you, what I'm saying, he was tucked away working, what I'm saying, while you was out fucking off and partying and shit, But, you don't see the work part about it. All you see is the end results. And the end results is what you want to be a part of. But you wasn't part of the journey with Broski. You know what I'm saying? And then they said in the video, "Oh man, you naturally gifted. You the one that's got all this gifts in you and stuff." It's like, man, listen. Yeah, you could talk that naturally gifted stuff, but ultimately what it comes down to is discipline. All right? Like I said, you don't know what that broski had to do to get where he wanted to go. All you seeing is the end result. So as a grown man and you expecting another grown man to provide for you, you need to grow up, man. Like for real, especially you in your 30s, 40s, 50s. Yeah, they still make niggas like that. I've seen a few of them, Yeah, you need to grow up if that's your mentality. You know what I'm saying? So, but at the same time, the broski that's the well wisher, those are my kind of people. Growing up, I was always taught that, what God has for me is meant for me. And if it ain't meant for me, it ain't meant for me to have, or God is going to bless me with something better. Okay, that's always been my mentality. I ain't never been jealous of another man off of what he got. I remember there was times when I was making $20,000 a year, and my man's and then was making six figures. And they still fuck with me, still kicking with me, still giving me advice on how to get there. At no point in time did I ever look at that man and say, let me get a bag, let me hold something, put me on. Like, that was never in my vocabulary. That was never something I was too privy on. So I truly can't relate to that mentality of let me get. Let me hold something. Can't relate to that shit. So I like that that video and that song as provoked some conversations that need to be had, in our community, So that's it. That's my thoughts. Leave comments, like, share, subscribe. Peace.